You know what? I have a confession to make. I have a really huge man crush on Brad Pitt. I swear. He's just really a good actor. Hello. Freedom Guy 55 here again, and the movie is Moneyball. It stars Brad Pitt, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Jonah Hill. Well, anyway, the movie is based on the true story about the general manager of the Oakland A's who wound up actually taking a limited budget and finding a guy who's economics major, and he wound up kind of building a team, a winning team, out of a very limited budget that he had. And this is like the story surrounding that. Well, and it's based upon like a book or whatnot. Well, I can tell you one thing about this movie. Two things bring this movie not to be boring and bring this kind of movie to be good, very good in a sense. And that's Brad Pitt and the script. The script is actually awesome in this movie. It works extremely well. And Brad Pitt's character, I mean, I think without him, this movie would be so unbelievably more boring than what it is. It is actually a little boring. But let me get into that. Brad Pitt actually has this, I mean, seriously, this is what I just have a big man crush on him. Because, I mean, he is a really good actor. I mean, I swear, I love his acting. But he doesn't really have, lately he just doesn't really have a lot of roles that when you look at them, you go, Oscar. But, I mean, this role almost kind of made it, but I just really don't think it's an Oscar kind of worthy performance. But at the same time, when I actually look at his role in this movie, it is a Brad Pitt role. You could just see it. Because he has such a commanding force, especially when he's trading players or, you know, when he winds up actually talking to the other players and trying to build their confidence. I mean, he is just really good. And he just has such a charismatic presence surrounding him with other characters. I mean, you could put him next to anything and he'd just be really charismatic. And I really love that about his acting. The one thing, though, and then you have also the script. The script is actually wonderful. The dialogue in this movie is really intelligent. And I just love the scenes where they actually talk about the statistics. When they wind up trying to use the statistics about like battering averages and all this other stuff to actually kind of build this kind of team out of this limited budget. It's actually really good. I have to actually give thumbs up to this script. I think the script actually does need to get some like recognition for, in some ways, kind of like Oscar nom, really. I mean, Oscar recommendation at least. Just a recommendation. But, so that's what I really did enjoy about the film. What I really didn't like about the film, I'd have to say that we concentrate way too much on Brad Pitt's character. I mean, the supporting cast doesn't really become a very big supporting cast. You're not actually going and saying, wow, that's, you know, good. I mean, they do good jobs. They do really good. I mean, Philip Seymour Hoffman and Jonah Hill really do a very good job in their acting. But the problem is how the actual movie is directed. You just don't see them as like, wow, that's a really good supporting cast. It just doesn't. Brad Pitt seems to really drive this movie really kind of a lot. And that kind of bothered me a little bit. It also bothered me that, you know, when you got a movie like Warrior that doesn't really just concentrate on the actual sport, but it also concentrates on the development of the characters, that's what really kind of motivated you in this movie. In this film, in Moneyball, they concentrate way too much on the sport and his feeling toward the sport than he concentrate on anything else within his life. I mean, when you kind of go into his life, there is like these charismatic scenes with his daughter, but the problem is they're just not enough. And that's really what becomes the big problem about this movie, is that they concentrate way too much on his feeling toward the game than they concentrate on anything else. And that becomes, I think, the flaw of the directing and such. So it doesn't really become a kind of top-notch movie. But still, I do find the movie very, very entertaining because of the script and because of Brad Pitt's character. It just, he kind of just, in some ways, not really owns it, but he just really does work hard, and you can tell that. So, what do I give this? Well, I give this movie, I did enjoy it, so I have to give it like 3.5 stars. Because I enjoyed the film, but I have to actually say that it's not for everybody. I think that many people who get into sports might actually like this, or at least get into the theme behind the sports, because how they actually pick the players and such like that. I think they'll concentrate more on that kind of stuff. Anybody who kind of finds that interesting, I think they'll enjoy this film. But it's just not going to be for everybody, because it does have some pacing issues. But I guess that's it. Brad Pitt's good. The script is good. Awesome. And I enjoyed it, but it's not for everybody. So I give it 3.5 stars out of 5. And I thank you for your time, and have a nice day.